Way back in May 2021, Ford announced they were making an electric truck, the Ford Lightning. Let's go back and see what we thought about it then. See this? Yes, this is Canadian funny money, $250 bills, that's $100 here. I am putting my deposit down on one of these F-150s, and I'm glad they are not coming out until next year because I still have to talk my wife into it and tell her that we really need this truck. Fast forward almost 2 years since that launch video. What has changed? Well, I still have that deposit in my pocket. Why? Because Cynthia, my wife, vetoed the idea of getting an electric pickup truck. However, she did buy into getting an EV. So we have this brand new Ford Lariat Lightning this week, and maybe we can change her mind. Fingers crossed. Well, the thing is, I just can't justify owning a pickup truck, especially a full-size one, because I don't have a regular use for it, regardless if it's for business or work or for pleasure. Most of the time, I'd be driving it as a regular commuting vehicle, which is not very efficient, especially with the price of fuel. So when Ford announced the Lightning, I'm like, hey, I could kill two birds with one stone. I can get my pickup truck fixed and drive an EV, get the performance, get the acceleration, and save a little bit of money on fuel for sure, especially on the West Coast. Of course, there is a premium to pay for the Lightning. A lot of you might be familiar with the F-150 Lightning since it's been out for a while, but in case you didn't, here's a little bit of a recap. I've been dying to experience the F-150 Lightning for so long. Why? Well, I love trucks. You ride nice and high, you have great visibility. It's so handy for outdoor activities where you might get really dirty or you just need the room. The interior features and space rival anything out there. My kids never complain about rear seat room in any full-size modern-day four-door trucks. The Lightning footprint is roughly the same as a regular gas F-150. Of course, there are some subtle differences, being this has a different front end light signature as it goes straight across. The grille is solid, and on this Lariat you get unique tail light LED lighting as well. There is a charge port on the left side. I like how they've actually put one on the right side. It's just for cosmetic purposes, but it balances everything out. Even though you have the low slung batteries on this truck, the ground clearance is still almost 9 inches, which is the same as the regular gas version of the F-150. One of my favorite features of the F-150 Lightning when it was released is the mega power frunk. I just love saying that even. Couple presses on the key fob, or you have an access button on the inside. Up it comes. Yes, it's power operated. Not only is it power operated, you actually have onboard power in this frunk here. Open it up, you have 420 volt plugs, maximum 20 amps, and you have access to 2.4 kilowatts of power. So what I like about this front, first of all, it is lockable storage. So hey, most pickup trucks, if I have like certain things I don't want people to see, there's no lockable area, sometimes under the seat, in the rear seat sometimes, but now you could put a stroller here, you could put your groceries here. There's plenty of hooks that fold out. There are tie down rings here as well, and it has a nice flat, nice level load-in height with a little lip here so things don't roll out of here. Open this up, you have additional storage. You can put your charger here, or you see this, you can actually divide this up. There's a charger in there right now. Anyways, you can divide this up to be a little bit more organized. So you get 14.1 cubic feet. How much room is that? Ta-da! You can fit 2 full-size golf bags or 1 full-size Brian. Think of the options. Power coolers, refrigerators, big screen TVs, tailgating. If you're a contractor, you can power all of your tools, your jigsaws, everything from this vehicle itself. So yeah, absolutely love it. At the back, we're just gonna press the little button here or use our key fob. We have a power lift gate. Now even the base XLT has a power down, but this is a fully power up and down lift gate on this Lariat here. So the tailgate itself, I love how all Lightnings come standard with the tailgate step. I think every pickup truck should have one of these. Seriously, it is so handy. On the tailgate itself, you have areas where you can use it to clamp things. If you want to use this for working, you have a tape measure on the tailgate as well. Inside, you get a standard 5.5-foot bed, multiple tie-down areas, lots of room. But we were talking about power. Well, this has the Pro Power on board. You get 2.4 kilowatts in the front. In the back, 9.4 kilowatts of power. That's gonna power everything that you need. Even if you have an RV, you can power that with your truck. This will even power your house with some optional accessories. That's pretty cool. I want to lift this, but you just hit that button. If we can find it there, where is it? There it is. Up it comes. Let's go inside. Okay, let's go for a drive. But before we do, let's talk about the interior. We're actually running right now. Obviously, this is an electric vehicle, so it is silent. I just have the fan going on right now. So the inside of the Lightning is essentially, you get all the goodness of the regular F-150. And I love, there's so much practicality in this vehicle. Lots of storage areas throughout the entire vehicle. You have shelves everywhere, large areas for bottles and cup holders. This has the workstation set up where you can fold the gear shift down and then you flip open this whole work area. So if you have your computer or you have some drawings, you need a nice flat area, that is going to do it for you. This has a standard 12.3-inch cluster. The Lariat also gets a 15.5-inch Sync 4A system. Big, huge screen, lots of real estate. You get a standard 360 camera on whether you get the XLT, the Lariat, or the Platinum trim. So they all come with a 360 camera. Thank you, Ford, for that, for not having to make you go and buy the top trim in order to get that useful feature. So you do get that. I like they have a volume button. I totally get that they save money and it's easier to design systems nowadays without actual buttons. They've got a good mix though, so you do have your defrost button, your traction control. Ones like that are hard buttons, yet you do have to use the screen for your HVAC controls, your heating, of course, your heated seats, which this does have heated and ventilated seats up front. These are leather seats, and you have heated seats in the rear as well, which is really, really good. Now, this does not have the 511A package, I believe that's what it's called, which gives you the dual moonroofs. So that would be nice to have, but all in all, lots of storage, lots of capability. And the back seats, of course, I've said it before, you know what, you can't go wrong with modern day four-door pickup trucks. They have so much room in the rear. No one ever complains. You get tons of room. You can flip those rear seat bottoms up so you have storage underneath those as well, or if you need extra storage. And once again, as I said, if you need lockable storage, you have the Mega Power Frunk up front. So let's put her into gear and go. It's kind of odd that it's so quiet, though, that I do have to say, you almost expect to have some sort of sound or rumble when it comes to a pickup truck. But I've been driving it for a while. I have gotten used to it. And one thing that it took me a little bit of time to get used to it, but I really like it though, of course, it's the instant torque that you get from an EV. Ooh. Whoa, oh man, this thing hauls, man. It's quick. So you have two different kind of power ranges. Both battery options on the Lightning are very large. So even the standard battery is 98 kilowatt hours. That's massive. And if you go into the extended range, you get 131 kilowatt hours for that battery. It's big. You go for the standard, you're looking around 452 horsepower, but if you go for the extended range, that bumps up to 563 horsepower. Now here's the best thing, torque-wise, 775 pound-feet of stump pulling torque. And it's basically instant. But one thing that I really enjoy about this Lightning though is how Ford has tuned it. So it's not crazy neck snapping, it's smooth acceleration. It's just so easy to drive when the power is delivered like this. So, you know, you don't have to be really ginger-footed on the pedals at all. However, if you need the extra torque, you just press and it goes. 0 to 60 on this Lightning with extended battery pack is 4.5 seconds. That is quicker than even the F-150 Raptor R. So it's the quickest F-150 that you can actually buy. That's pretty impressive considering it's not making a whole bunch of sound and, you know, attracting a lot of attention. Now that's one thing that, you know, I've gotten used to it now and it's actually okay, is that with the torque and how the power is delivered, it's just kind of unnatural what you're used to in a pickup truck, where you're used to pressing that gas pedal, having sound, and then the reaction of it actually moving. When this is, you're eliminating all of that and you're just pressing and going. And yeah, if you're used to EVs, you know what I'm talking about. But on a pickup truck, you really just don't expect it. That's the difference between, you know, driving a regular car and an electric car, and then you go to a pickup truck. It's very, very nice. Really, really nice having that instant response. All right, everybody wants to know about range when you're talking about EVs. Well, the standard range, you're gonna get about 380 kilometers or so, and on the extended range, 515 kilometers. Remember, these are all calculated under the most ideal circumstances, so it's not super cold out, you're not hammering it, you don't have the heat on really hot. It's optimal conditions only. And of course, if you're towing with it, some of you I'm sure have heard, you know, of course, when you tow with any vehicle, you're going to reduce the economy, whether you're using a battery or you're using gasoline, it's still going to reduce it, and sometimes dramatically, and that's going to happen also for towing. Now, towing on this is rated at 10,000 pounds. It's a little bit lower than the gasoline only version, but 10,000 pounds is still a lot. If you, that's, you know, a boat, a travel trailer, no problem. Payload is rated for 2,335 pounds. There's even a setting here where it actually has a scale built in to see what your load is, which is very, very cool. You also have the Pro Trailer Assist that we have on this Lariat, so you can just back up using the little dial on here. All big bonuses. Now, getting back to that trailering thing, I'm gonna say this right now, is that electric vehicles are not for everybody, right? And electric trucks are even a different game, because trucks have, to some people, have a lot different purpose. You are using this a lot of times for work. You need to haul a lot of stuff. You need to pull a lot of stuff. Or if you have some toys, you have snowmobiles, you have, you know, side-by-sides, you're towing, and you have a cottage far away. Well, if you're doing that type of driving and that type of hauling often, then this is probably not for you. I'm going to tell you that right now. However, for a lot of people, and this, I said the same thing with when we tested the Maverick from Ford, the little pickup truck. You know, just because it's small doesn't mean that it's not useful, and different people have different needs. But for a lot of people, you know, if you look around and you see all the pickup trucks driving around that don't have any load in them, or they're not pulling anything, and you know what? You know, it's like, for most people, this would be fine. But if you're doing a lot of long haul driving, towing a trailer, not for you. One quick example. My neighbor just ordered one, actually a while ago. He's gonna be getting it in a couple of weeks. And he's tried it out, and this is gonna work perfect for him. He is a general contractor, and he does pull a trailer, but only about once every 6 weeks or so is he pulling a trailer. Other than that, he's using the vehicle to go and commute with, and the job sites are around 50 or 60 miles away at the most, but he's in bumper to bumper traffic. So he wants an electric vehicle, because he also has a Tesla Model 3, actually Model Y he has, and he likes the whole thing of being EV, but he wants a truck. This is gonna be absolutely perfect for him, and I guarantee he's looking so forward to it. Normally on pickup trucks, There are so many configurations that you can do, even axle ratios, bed lengths, different power plants, different configurations for doors. This one's pretty easy. You know, you get the 5.5-foot box. All Lightnings come with 4-wheel drive, so there's no asking for, hey, is it 2 or 4-wheel drive? And yeah, it's pretty basic, and I like that from a reviewing point of view. Ride-wise, you know what? It's solid. It's really solid, and that's mainly due to, first of all, you have very heavy batteries, nice and low, which gives you a nice solid planted feel, especially for a vehicle that's notoriously top heavy like a pickup truck. So I like that. Brake wise, you do have one pedal driving available to you. I don't have that on, not a big fan of one pedal driving, period. But you have auto hold, and the brakes, they feel very natural, like just like regular friction brakes. There's no sponginess to them or anything. Also, if you don't want complete silence, you can use the included Bang & Olufsen stereo that this has on the Lariat. So how long is it take to charge your F-150 Lightning? Well, depending on the battery pack, if you use 150 kilowatt charger, you can go from 15 to 80% in just 41 minutes with the extended battery. It'll be 36 minutes on the standard battery. Now those numbers are for DC fast charging. If you're running like a 32 amp level 2 charger like I am at home, with this extended battery, it's going to take you up to 20 hours to charge. That's from full empty to full though. And that kind of makes sense because it's almost at twice the size of our Ioniq 5 battery. And that's our extended range as well. So that takes around 9 to 10 hours when it's totally empty. So it's doubling the time. Now, if you get the Lariat though, you do get the 80 amp Ford Charge Station Pro. And they ship that to you. It's included in the price. And now that will actually charge this from empty in only 10 hours. I'm serious. I could live with this vehicle every single day. It is everything that I was anticipating and more. I wasn't sure what to expect. I think I was expecting it to be, you know, a lot rougher, but it's just very, very refined. You have so much utility, and the drive is just so good. Well, full-size electric truck, full-size price, not inexpensive to get into Lightning. Starts around 80,000 Canadian dollars, and you'll run up to over $100,000 for one of these pickups. So that is quite a bit more than your gasoline counterpart. And you can buy a lot of fuel for the same, you know, for the price. However, yeah, saving fuel is a kind of a byproduct. It's a bonus about getting an electric truck, but it's not just that. It's the EV experience of the acceleration, the quietness that you get. And like I said, even the handling, having that lower center of gravity, all that planted weight down below. So what do you think of this new F-150 Lightning? Leave a comment below. Do you like it? Do you think it's worth the money? Because we did mention this is not inexpensive. However, you know what? There's not really much out there like it. There are some new EV trucks coming out, but not yet. There is the Rivian, which we will be testing in a few weeks, so make sure hit that notification so you can watch that review. But in my opinion, compared to 2 years ago when we saw the videos and the launch of this, having this in person for the week has been even more impressive. You do get all the goodness of a regular F-150, you really do. And you have some really unique but useful features like the power tailgate. You have Ford's step that comes out, which is synonymous with Ford's. I really love that feature. I wish all pickup trucks had that. That power frunk. Now you have a lockable storage area, which makes this even more useful for everyday uses. If you have a family, you want to put a stroller in there, you want to put your groceries in there, they're all locked away, really nice. Plus you get that onboard power, which you can use for recreational use, camping, tailgating, or you can use it for work. You have 9.6 kilowatts of power, which is more than enough. This really is the full package. So the question is, did Cynthia change her mind? Unfortunately not. It's too big for her, she says. However, you know what? Let's give it time. Maybe she could change her mind. Thanks for watching. See you on the next Everyday Review.